Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome to episode 68 of Let's FIFA 14, and in this episode we're going to try and build a squad around the nations and the goal scorers of Group E and F. And the first thing we do in this episode is to actually sell on the old squad we had in the last episode to get a few more coins into our club. Now, I ran into a bit of a big problem with these two groups, and that is a lot of the goal scorers are not in the game. The goal scorer from Honduras, he's not in the game. The goal scorer, Ana Valencia, who scored all the goals for Ecuador, he's not in the game. And then you had Messi scoring 4 out of Argentina's 5 goals. I could not afford him. So all of a sudden, I was sort of limited to the amount of players that actually could go out and get, and at the same time get the chemistry. So basically, the players who are featured in the squad are only goal scorers from Group E. However, there is only 2 players from Group F featured in the defense. So it was just really tricky. I tried to get Musa into the squad, who scored 2 goals against Argentina yesterday, and I managed to get him on full chemistry. But then I had to play a center mid as striker, and I didn't really want to do that. So in the end, the squad was heavily based on Switzerland and French players, basically. And then I added in a Nigerian left back and a Bosnian right back, just to some extent feature Group F. But it was just a lot of players not in the game, and Messi being too expensive, that kind of limited how I could build the squad if I wanted to have as many goal scorers into the side as possible. So yeah, we play with a heavily based French and a Swiss team, basically. So yeah, eventually we'll pick up the final players. The final one is Shaqiri, who scored a wonder goal yesterday and got a hat-trick as well. And this is pretty much the team. So we got a Benaglio in the net, the second in form, and he got some all-around good stats. However, when I played with him, what I found was he parries a lot of the shots, and he's not really able to catch any of them. So that was a bit of a downside. Then we got Giroud, solid stats all around, and he's our first centre-back. And we'll link Kutsuma up with the French players here to feature a French player in the side in the defense. Then we got Ichijile for Nigeria on the left back, and yeah, he's mainly there just to feature a Nigerian player in the squad. And on the right back, we have Muitsa, I think, and he's there to feature a Bosnian player in the team. So that is pretty much the defense, and it's not exactly the strongest. Then we have Xhaka in the midfield. He's not very fast, but he got the long shot trade, and his left foot is just extremely strong. Now, this midfield is very small and weak, and it gave me a lot of problems when I played with the team. We have Matuidi, we have Valbuena, both of those got 1 goal as well, and they are probably good if you have some strong players around them, but having them in the midfield alone was just really bad. And finally, you had Benzema and Shaqiri on the top, both with 3 goals, and Griezmann for the chemistry. Now, when I played, this was my record when I started, this was my record when I ended playing. So I played 8 games, I lost 6 and only won 2. It's probably the worst streak I ever played on FIFA, and it was terrible to play with the team. And I think it was down to the midfield just being so weak, and I couldn't win anything and couldn't really go on the attack because I was pushed off the ball, and it just didn't really work out when I played with the team. So yeah, I got my 3rd loss, and that meant I got 25,000 coins and I could go out and open up 2 packs. And what I kind of decided to do in this episode was to skip all the showing every single game, because I just couldn't play proper FIFA with this team. So what I decided to do is to show the highlights and the goals I scored with the team, with the different goal scorers from the World Cup, instead of you having to see me lose game after game after game. So getting into the gameplay, the main man who scored the goals was Benzema. Like, in the first games I played, he just, if I were to create anything with the squad, it was Benzema I had to pass it to. He was really good on the ball, and he was kind of the only player I felt I could create something with in the beginning. And yeah, he would get the 3 first goals I managed to score with this squad. This was an alright goal, and this was one of the first games I actually won after having lost 3 to 4 games. Here we have another one, and it's a cheap goal, but I was behind 3-0, and I just wanted to get a goal with one of the goal scorers, so I passed it across to get a goal with Matuidi. Not a beautiful goal whatsoever. And after that, I figured out to implement Shaqiri a little bit into the play as well when I played my game. So he picked up a penalty here, and I decided he should take it himself. Even though he does not have the best penalty stats, he will step up for that, and he would convert it as well to give me a goal in this game. And after that, I really figured out how good Shaqiri was. I created a lot of stuff with him, and he is a really good player, and what I decided to do was actually change the formation into a 4-1-2-1-2, and in I think the last 2-3 games I played, I decided to change the formation to that, and it worked out really well with Shaqiri and Benzema on the top, because Shaqiri, his left foot is just a thunder shot, and he scored quite a few goals that way, and it was definitely fun playing with him on the striker position alongside with Benzema, and maybe picking up his man of the match in the future could be a possibility to try him out as a striker straight from the start in the build-up. But anyways, I managed to get a goal with all the goal scorers. 1 goal with Matuidi, 1 with Valbuena, 1 with Xhaka, and 3 with Shaqiri and Benzema. Now, playing with the squad was terrible until I changed into a 4-1-2-1-2 formation after I played maybe 6 games, and the final 2 games I changed the formation. That's where the game was fun to play, but apart from that, I would not exactly recommend building this squad, because the midfield was just too weak and I had a really difficult time competing. But I did manage to get 9 World Cup goals, and that would give us 225,000 coins. We sold on Benzema as well, and it will leave us on 661,000 coins. Now, I hope you still like this episode despite me not showing every single game, because I just didn't wanna show it, because it would just be too boring, I think, to watch me lose and lose and lose. So I just took out the highlights and showed that, and in tomorrow's episode I think we will have a lot of interesting nations to be able to build squads around the 2 final groups, G and H, and there's Portugal, Germany. There's a lot of interesting players we can pick up there. So anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow, and that's all. I'll talk to you later.